Turn off your lights. Make sure your doors and windows are locked. Things are about to get spooky. The Peeping Frenchman by Danny Fr. As far as urban legends go, this one sounds like a joke. To begin with, I wasn't expecting Singapore to nurture this kind of stories. The city-state is a melting pot filled with many cultures, each with their own bestiary of demons and spirits. So my friend Kia told me to be careful of Peeping Frenchmen. All I could do was laugh at the ridiculous name.
Our underground train is called the MRT. It's good infrastructure,
she told me.
But if you take the last train of the evening, there's a chance you'll meet the Peeping Frenchman, and you don't want to know what this one does.
Right, I don't want to know, I told her. I'm wearing boy shorts under my skirt anyway, and my blouse isn't transparent. So your Frenchman can try peeping all he wants. All he's going to get is sacre bleu. Kia rolled her eyes.
I know you're a Westerner. I know you don't believe in this kind of things. But this is Asia. Sometimes things happen, and you just can't explain them.
I just laughed and went on to do my things. That same evening, I took the MRT back home. Actually, the last MRT. From Outram to Lavender. As expected, during a weekday, the wagon was almost empty. Not that I would mind. Singapore is rather safe. So, as usual, I stuck my nose on my phone and waited for time to pass. Then, a couple stops after I got in, I noticed someone was occupying the seat just in front of me. It was a man, apparently also a Westerner, looking nothing out of the ordinary. What was unsettling, though, is that he was wearing a French cap in a way that completely hid his eyes. That cap and his posture, slouched back really low in his seat, hands in his pockets, gave out an uneasy vibe, somewhat obscene. I first wondered whether he was really drunk and went back to looking at my phone, but curiosity and maybe a budding sense of fear made me sneak peek at him every now and again. He wouldn't move, same posture. Then I noticed something, even though I couldn't see his eyes. The position of his body and head were clear about his intent. He was looking at my thighs, intensely without flinching. Obviously at this point, I remembered Kia's stupid story, but I told myself that a French cap wouldn't make a French man, and that drunk perverts in common transportation aren't a rare occurrence. Still, I stood up and moved to the next wagon and went back to scrolling Instagram. It happened not even a minute before my stop. While I was getting myself ready to leave the train, he suddenly was there, sitting in front of me. Same position, same obscene vibe. I hadn't seen him sit down. The train was on the verge of stopping. I stood up. He stood up. Now, the pang of adrenaline was bad. I was expecting him to come at me in a way or another. He didn't. Instead, he just pulled back his French cap while looking straight at my face. As soon as the doors opened, I jumped out, this time completely freaked out. I don't know what he was looking at me with. It wasn't a trick of light. It wasn't my imagination. And I saw it clear as I can see my screen as I type right now. He didn't have eyes, just two gaping, bottomless dark holes. I ran back home, literally ran. I don't know what he was, I don't know how he did it, but I was feeling not just incredibly scared, but also badly violated, stained. It was like these two black holes had gone through me, taking a glimpse at every private, shameful, or embarrassing thing I've done in my life. Back to my room, I immediately went into the shower. I wanted to lock myself in my tiny bathroom, where I knew no intruder could appear. I wanted to scrub myself raw, scrub that feeling out of me. I undressed, turned on the water, and got inside without waiting for it to heat up. It felt liberating, for a while at least, until I felt the pain. What now, I thought. It felt like a menstrual spasm, only it wasn't the right date, not by a long shot. It got incredibly more painful, and it took all my self-control to not scream. Then, while I was trying to figure out what was going on, I saw blood trickling down my legs, mixing up with the shower's steam. It should have looked diluted, but it was so red. Thick red, not bright red. Another spasm shook me. This time I did scream, squeezing my eyes shut, my whole reproductive system feeling like it was being twisted by some invisible hand. Immediately after, I checked the blood. There was a pool of it right at my feet, swirling and disturbed by the chaos of the shower's water drops. Then I passed out. I didn't pass out because of the blood or the pain. I've been through worse. I passed out because right at my feet, I saw a couple of eyeballs. Just eyeballs. Naked and out of place and grotesque and huge, and looked right up my thighs. I guess that bastard did get a peep up my skirt after all. When I woke up, everything was gone. The pain, the blood, the gnarly fucking eyeballs. All gone, like nothing had happened. If any of you hearing this are planning to go to Singapore, my advice is to pay heed to the weird stories you'll hear there, however incredible they seem to be. And listen to my friend Kia. Don't take the last MRT. Can we go home yet? One of the kids asked me as I finished another improvised puppet show for the class. I glance between the boards and see the undead horde still shambling around outside the modular classroom. Shared a pained look with the teacher and then replied, "How about another fairy tale from the playbook, eh?" How to Save a Friend from a Time Loop by Saragon76. Sometimes you'll meet someone who knows too much. They'll finish your sentences. They'll dodge a falling cup before it tips. They'll stare at you and say, "This has happened before." If you ever encounter someone trapped in a time loop and choose to try to save them, God help you. Follow these rules exactly. You have until the end of the day to sign a contract with them. If midnight passes without it, the looper's fate becomes unknown. Things you will need: a candle, a working pen, a small piece of paper, a small object from the looper's childhood, a page from a book, a clipping from a stuffed animal, or an old photograph will do. Part 1. The Contract. 1. Find a quiet space before midnight. Turn off all the lights, light the candle, sit face to face with the looper. 2. Ask out loud, "What day do you think it is?" The looper will answer incorrectly. Do not correct them. Write down their answer on the paper. Next to it, write day 1. 3. Slide the childhood object towards them. If they hesitate or seem unsure, let them take it. If they scream or flee, stop everything. neither of you is ready. Number 4, hold hands. Both of you must hold the object and the paper together. Hold them over the candle's flame. They must burn completely to ash before midnight. 5. Say out loud, I accept the loop, I accept the day, and I'll walk with you once. 6. At exactly 12 a.m., blow out the candle. If you hear a sound in the darkness, wait until it fades. The contract is sealed. Go to sleep. When you wake, it will not be the next day. Instead, you'll appear at the looper's starting point, the first person they see. You are now the witness. You have until midnight to end the loop. If you fail, you'll be ejected and the loop resets without you. Part 2. Ending the loop. The mirror triangle. Place 3 full-length mirrors in a triangle. The base faces north. One mirror stands directly in front. The other 2 are at a 45-degree angle behind, forming a sharp reflective point. The ritual sound device. Do you remember the sound that played after you signed the contract? I hope you do. Prepare the sound. As the witness, you must memorize it and play it perfectly. The mirror ritual. 1. Initiation. When the looper stands within the triangle, the witness must ask one question. Examples. Who was the last person you saw before the day began? Where were you standing when you first realized you were in a loop? Immediately after asking, the witness must state the exact current time down to the minute. The looper must remember this time. It will be critical. Play the ritual sound. The looper will collapse instantly. From their perspective, time reset into a dreamlike version of the same day. 2. The accelerated loop. In the dream loop, the looper wakes at the start of their day. Events replay, but faster, giving them less time to think. Their task is threefold. Find the witness again. Remember both the question and the exact time given. 3. The ritual hour. At the stated time, the looper must initiate the ritual in the dream and give their answers. If they attempt it too early or too late, the ritual fails instantly. If their answer is correct and the ritual is performed at the precise time, they awake in the real world, the loop broken. If they fail, they will not wake up. Don't worry, you'll never see them again. I didn't want to be referred to Child Protective Services, so with much reluctance, I took my daughter to get her last shot. After he was done, the doctor said the procedure was a success, and now the government could track her location within a yard or two for the rest of her life. Don't Step Out of Line by David Hollow. I don't know if I'm dead or not because everything felt painfully familiar. The floors beneath us were tiled and spotless, reflecting the pale fluorescent lights above. The walls are white, unmarked, and stretched further than I can see in either direction. Above me, fluorescent lights buzz with a tired persistence, like they've been overdue for replacement for decades. On the tile wall across from me was a sign.
Please wait. A representative will be with you shortly.
I remember thinking, that figures. I was standing in line when the thought occurred to me, how long is this line? Perfectly straight, Everyone facing forward, no one speaking. I don't remember joining the line. I don't remember arriving. I don't remember anything before the line. But I didn't dare speak out. I didn't dare step out of line. There was something inside me telling me to stay put. Instinct? No, it had to be something far greater. The hair on my arms stood just from the thought of disobeying the rules. The rules. What am I afraid of? I feel alienated within my own autonomy. Besides the dead ringing of white noise was that damn loudspeaker. The damn music that leaked out its beginning. At first, I didn't notice it was the same song. It was soft, something instrumental, slow and inoffensive. The kind of thing meant to calm nerves. It had no lyrics, no sharp notes. It blended into the background like breathing. But after a while, I realized it never ended. It just started. Not restarting over and over, but this song felt endless. A calm voice echoed through the space, cutting me out of my deep thought. It was smooth and warm, like a customer service recording.
Thank you for your patience. Please remain where you are. A representative will be with you shortly.
No one reacted. No one shifted or sighed or checked the time. I thought to turn around to see how long the line was, but something in my chest tightened when I started to pivot, like my body knew better. So I stayed looking forward. The music continued to loop. God, that song was aggravating me. I focused on the back of the person in front of me. They stood perfectly still, hands at their sides. I couldn't tell how long they'd been there either. Their posture didn't change, neither did mine. It was as if we were figures waiting to be dismantled at a toy factory. What felt like minutes passed, or hours, or longer. I don't know. I peered down to see if I was wearing my watch. It was missing. The man in front of me had one on. I tried to focus my gaze to make up the time, but to my dismay, the numbers, the clock itself was blurry. Another announcement chimed in, gentle and reassuring. That was it. I didn't care what my body was warning me about anymore. I needed to scream. Before I could force the words out, a thunderous shout erupted around me. The air collapsed inwards, gravity dragging me to my knees, as tears spilled from my eyes.
Quiet!
I dropped fully to the floor, clapping my hands over my ears. Pain tore through me, not just in sound, but deeper, as if something had reached past my body and struck my soul directly. I squeezed my eyes shut, begging for it to stop. When I opened them, I was standing in line again, exactly where I had been, as if nothing had happened at all. The voice returned, smooth and soothing.
We appreciate your cooperation. Please remember, no talking, no questions, and no leaving the line.
I tried to remember my name. Nothing came. I tried to remember where I was going before this. Work, home, anywhere. Blank. All I had was this line, the music, and the voice. At some point, I became aware of a dull pressure in my body. Not pain exactly, more like soreness, deep and distant, as if I'd been still for far too long. My chest felt heavy. My head throbbed faintly. When I tried to focus on it, the sensation drifted away, replaced by the music. Still the same song. The line moved forward once. Just a step. It struck me how natural it felt, like muscle memory. Everyone moved at the same time, perfectly synchronized. No one looked around, no one spoke.
Thank you. Progress is being made.
That didn't feel true. I started to wonder how long I'd been waiting. I tried counting the loops of the song, but I kept losing track. Sometimes it felt like I heard it 10 times, other times thousands. My legs never tired. My eyes never blinked unless I thought about it. Hunger never came. Neither did sleep. Only waiting. I noticed something else then. Something I hadn't allowed myself to consider. The line didn't feel like it was moving towards something. It felt like it was deciding. Another announcement echoed.
All outcomes are being processed. Please continue to wait calmly.
The word outcomes made my heart shudder. I wanted to run far away from this place. And leaving the line felt wrong. The music started again. I was certain now. It was the same song. It had always been the same song. That realization cracked something open in me. If the song was repeating, then time wasn't moving forward the way it should. And if time wasn't moving forward... The pressure in my chest intensified for a moment. This music is a song I knew. The lyrics are blurred out, or have my ears become deaf?
Please remain patient. You are exactly where you need to be.
The voice said, almost kindly. The line moved forward another step. I didn't know how close I am to the front. I don't know what's there. A desk, a door, a decision. I don't know how long I've been standing here. I'm recording this because something's changed. The music stopped mid-loop just a moment ago, and the line hasn't moved since. The voice hasn't spoken since. If anyone's hearing this and has been here, if you remember a line like this, or a song that won't end, please tell me. How long did you have to wait? What happened when you reached the front? I wanted to make my children happy when I called them as I took the chicken out of the oven. I realized that wasn't the case when I saw my daughter in tears screaming at me to remember to take my medication while our cat was resting on the plate. And with that, our time together is coming to an end. If you have a story you'd like me to narrate, whether true or fictional, you can send it my way 3 different ways. All the links, including the ones to my socials, are down below for you guys. I also like to give special thanks to the 2 narrators who joined me to help bring these stories to life. We had Narrative Strokes and Naya Namiku join me this evening. And sorry if I mispronounced your name, Naya. Please show both of these narrators support. They're both linked down below and collaborated on YouTube. And I would absolutely love to thank the writers who let me read their stories this evening. The Peeping Tom one, I was definitely expecting more true horror than something supernatural in the end. It was a great twist and I really enjoyed it. And though it might be the last rules horror we have in a while, I definitely like the subtle horror and also the little bit of cheekiness at the end there. Trying to bring your friend out of a loop, but if you fail, don't worry, you'll just never see them again. You'll completely forget about them. And then standing in a line, never really moving, never knowing why you're there. Definitely seems like hell to me, and I think that's where the main character is. But of course, guys, if you enjoyed these stories, hit that like button and make sure it feels it. If you're new, please subscribe and turn that pretty little bell to all notifications. And if you're on mobile and able to, please hit that hype button. And I would absolutely love a comment. Tell me what you thought, what kind of stories you like in the future. And if you got this far, put in your comment, stuck in line for 99 years. If you're on the podcast and are able to, please a review and a comment. If you're willing to help this channel and podcast grow, please share it with anyone who might enjoy it. It helps quite a bit. But if you're willing to help in a more financial way, like these lovely people on screen right now, I do have Patreon and memberships where you get a few bonuses with that. But if you want to do more of a one-time thing, I do have PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and Super Thanks. But as always, guys, thank you for watching and listening. It always has and always will mean the world to me. Sleep tight and don't let 42 bite.